You say you want freedom. Freedom from noise. Freedom from pressure. Freedom from the version of you that feels trapped inside your own life. But here's the truth no one wants to hear. Freedom isn't peaceful. Freedom isn't comfortable. Freedom is ruthless. Because real freedom demands one thing. You must confront yourself, and that's exactly what Miyamoto Musashi mastered. Not the freedom of escape, but the freedom of clarity, detachment, and absolute inner control. Today we explore the silent path. Musashi walked a path where you don't just break chains, you stop creating them altogether. Understand this, and you will never be controlled again. Chapter 1. The world never understands the one who stands alone. Musashi learned something early. The moment you choose your own path, the world begins to fear you. At 13, he walked into his first duel, not for honor, not to impress anyone, not to prove something. He was following a pull inside him, a pull stronger than fear, stronger than expectations. Everyone called him reckless, a child challenging a trained warrior. But he didn't wait for approval. He didn't ask if he was ready. He stepped forward, and he won. Here's your lesson. Your life will not begin until you stop asking for permission to live it. You say you want freedom, but still cling to validation. You want courage, but still search for someone to clap for you. Musashi didn't wait for the world. He moved, and the world adjusted. Chapter 2. The first law of liberation. Release what isn't yours. 1 week before his death, Musashi wrote The Path of Solitude. His first teaching was simple. Accept everything as it is. Not as surrender, but as clarity. You fight what has already ended. You try to control what isn't yours. You hold on to people who have already let go of you. That resistance drains the soul. Musashi carried almost nothing. Not because it made him look wise, but because excess weakens you. Your modern excess, notifications, drama-fake responsibilities, people who drain your energy, fears disguised as goals. Musashi's rule was absolute. Do nothing that is of no use. Ask yourself, what are you carrying that kills your energy? What losses are you still fighting to undo? What fears are directing your life? Let them fall. Let them fall. Freedom begins where attachment ends. Chapter 3. The warrior who was owned by nothing. Musashi taught, do not seek to possess goods or comfort for old age. Meaning, do not build a life around fear. Most people aren't choosing their path. Fear is choosing it for them. Fear of losing people. Fear of not being enough. Fear of disappointing someone. Fear of stepping into the unknown. Musashi moved with 2 swords and an unshakable inner world. Not because he was careless, but because he refused to let anything own him. Whatever controls your attention controls your life. If you want freedom, stop letting fear write your destiny. Chapter 4. The silent mind is the unbreakable mind. Musashi did not waste his life on noise. He filled it with mastery. Between battles he sculpted, painted, wrote, meditated, and reflected. He knew a secret most people never understand. Silence is not empty. Silence is full of answers. Your mind is always drowning. Endless scrolling messages, music, opinions, dopamine distraction. No wonder you feel lost. Your inner world has never been allowed to breathe. Musashi's teaching. In all things, have no preferences. Meaning don't cling. Don't react. Don't let the world disturb your center. True freedom begins when outside noise no longer shapes your inner state. Chapter 5. Walking alone isn't being alone. People misunderstand. Solitude. They think walking alone means isolation. Musashi proves the opposite. He had Ali's teachers, students, but he did not depend on any of them. Freedom isn't the absence of people. Freedom is the absence of dependence. Ask yourself, if certain people walked away, would your life collapse? If applause stopped, would you still move? Musashi didn't need to be encouraged. He didn't need to be seen. He didn't need approval. His identity came from inside, not from the crowd. Walk with people. Love people. Support people. But don't let your identity be built on them. That is real independence. Chapter 6. The courage to choose your direction at the end of his teachings. Musashi writes, "Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. You think too much about yourself, how you look, what people think, whether you're good enough." But Musashi didn't waste time on self-doubt. He studied reality. He studied the world. And the world revealed answers. Your path becomes clear. Not when you overthink yourself, but when you truly observe life. Freedom isn't gifted. Freedom is chosen. And most people are too afraid to choose. But you, not anymore. Chapter 7. The final gate. Face yourself. Musashi understood the ultimate truth. Your greatest enemy is always inside you, not other people, not competition, not obstacles, your internal fears, your excuses, your distractions, your unexamined thoughts. Musashi wrote in the Book of Five Rings, "Know yourself, know your mind." Most people know everything except themselves. They know celebrities, but not their own purpose. They know who they envy, but not what they value. They know their distractions, but not their direction. That's why they feel lost. Musashi didn't escape his fears. He confronted them. He lived in silence, faced his own mind, and became unstoppable. Ask yourself, can you sit alone with your thoughts without reaching for distraction? No scrolling, no noise. Just you and the truth you've been avoiding. That is the final test of freedom. Because once you face yourself, nothing else can control you again. Final mensaje: walk your own path. Musashi walked alone his entire life. Not because he lacked something, but because he was full of focus, clarity, and purpose. You feel pulled in 1,000 directions. Musashi had one direction. You chase validation. He chased mastery. You hold on to what hurts you. He released everything unnecessary. You fear solitude. He drew power from it. The scariest level of freedom is this: when you stop needing anything and start creating everything. Walk your path, not theirs, not society's, not the crowd's, yours. Because once you do, you won't fear loneliness again. You'll only fear ever losing yourself. Your path begins now. Detach. Focus. Evolve. Walk alone. Become unstoppable.